Hey guys, it's Billy Wing here with Di, and we're in the shop at the bench, and I've got the DM solenoid replacement body with me. This is a cool little thing that Di just put out not too long ago, and for really specifically for older DMs, older generation DMs, where the solenoids are just finally wearing out or have gone bad, or you're just wanting to get more performance out of an old classic. We've got these solenoid upgrade bodies, and they work in pretty much every DM. So from the DM6 through the DM15 and the M2, plus all the Proto Matrix, the PM guns. So it's pretty extensive. It covers over a decade of guns, and it's just a great little upgrade. And because the guns are getting older, the last gun Di produced using this style solenoid body, the standard solenoid body that this replaces, was the M2 that got discontinued in 2018. So it's already like 5 years since Di has been selling active solenoid bodies. Just due to the economy of scale, and we're just not buying thousands upon thousands of solenoids. The costs of buying the complete solenoids from our vendor has gone up so much that it made better sense and was a better value, a better cost for Di to make their own solenoid body, so the customers keep their older classic guns up and running and on the field and shooting people. So what we're going to do today is go ahead and upgrade a gun. So let me change screens here. All right, so I have got my DM8. This is used this gun in World Cup 2017, and then I was playing on a blown out knee, and then as it turns out on Sunday, Mike Paxton ended up taking this gun, playing the whole finals with it, and at the end of the finals, we're all excited and happy. And he goes, "Oh, by the way, you're never getting your gun back." He held on to this gun for the better part of 10 years. And then one day he was like, "I'm cleaning out my garage. You want it back?" And of course I was like, "Heck yeah. We won World Cup with that gun." And I can actually say two people used this gun to win World Cup with. So pretty cool gun. But it's been sitting on the wall for quite a while. On a shelf, I should say, in the office. And just seemed like the perfect opportunity to upgrade this part and make sure the gun was working good. So you can see there's a little sticker on here. Don't know if it will focus well or not, but it does say for use with M2, DM6 through DM15, PM6 through PM8. Recommended dwell of 18 on all markers that you use it with. So now this is just the body. It doesn't come with the pilot. The pilot we still actively use at Di. We use it on the M3, use it on the DSR, we use it on lots of guns. The same pilot is used on the DAM as well. So the pilot itself is readily available, but sometimes the solenoid bodies, the spools inside, eventually just wear out, and that has to be replaced as well. So I'm going to go ahead, open this guy up, and swap this out. There's not a lot to this procedure. There's one or two little things that are worth noting that we will as we get to them. But for the most part, this is a really straightforward, I don't want to say mod, repair, upgrade, kind of whatever you want to call it here. And I will do my best to keep my shiny tech mat here as clean as we can. But I don't think that's going to go very well because this gun, oh my goodness, look at that. Super corroded, rust, oh my goodness, this is an embarrassment. Like I said, I only take partial claim for the condition of this gun, as Mike Paxton had it for the better part of a year. For anyone who doesn't know, Mike Paxton, so concerned with his gear, he used to just share a gear bag with someone and just show up to the events and be like, where's my tournament gear bag? So, but that's okay because me and Mike were buddies, and I was always happy to keep his gear working. So I'm gonna dust off some of this junk away from the tech mat because we have to keep a shiny, clean tech mat for these videos. I've been told it's very important. So, alright, anyway. As we get going here, basically once you get the frame off and you get the wires unplugged, all you're going to do is simply pull, they're just dirty, everything's dirty. Pull the screws out, pull the solenoid out. I highly recommend doing a little cleaning as you go. Throw my towel down here, collect some of this dirt. There's really nothing too fragile down in the solenoid pocket once you've gotten the solenoid out, so you can pretty much go crazy. Knock everything loose, and then go back in and wipe it off. So it's looking much better already. In fact, it's looking good enough. So now, here's the original solenoid. It's a SMC solenoid. Like I said, Dye has been using these since 2006. They're great solenoids, but because of the volume that we buy now simply for legacy repairs, the cost has gotten prohibitive. We can't really afford to stock these. So rather than just say tough to our customers who have probably guns much like this one that are very sentimental to them, we were able to make a change out replacement body for this. So we're going to get rid of the original body, set that off to the side. It's dirty, so we're setting it off the tech mat. If you don't know, it's a bit of an inside joke that I need to use a shiny tech mat for these videos. But we are going to hold onto the pilot. The pilot just simply mounts to the body. Now this body, like all the bodies that you would get aftermarket bodies, they're well greased already, so you don't need to open them up and add any grease to them. Really, you're just going to there we go. Screw this down. I think I have the wrong screw. You know what? That's what I thought. See, this is one of those little points of interest. So the original screws off the SMC body, I should have known this. It makes me look like a rank amateur. But these screws that originally held the pilot to the original manifold or body are undersized. They're like 1.6 millimeter screws. We need to use 2 millimeter screws, which the kit comes with. It comes with four screws, all the same length. So you just grab any two of them. And we're going to use these to mount the pilot to the solenoid body. Much better. You don't need to crank these screws down, just snug. There's not a lot of spreading force, so as long as it's not wobbling, you're good to go. The one area you are going to want to grease is the gasket at the bottom. Now, a lot of people will probably notice that this is a much smaller gasket than the original. That's fine. The original pilot or solenoid body had a much larger gasket that wrapped around the two exhaust ports. This was obviously not specifically designed for paintball, and we don't need the exhaust ports to seal, so we eliminated it, made the gasket much smaller, much more uniformed, and which actually allowed us to improve the porting for the exhausts, which is pretty cool. So then we're just going to drop this in. Now, this is the one point that is definitely worth mentioning. In the kit, and I don't know if this will show up on the video, but you get these little, oh, there you go, right on the tip of my finger, you see that reflection? You get these little tiny washers. These washers may or may not be needed. Because we made the DM for so many years, over such a long period of time, the depth of these screw holes, the mounting screw holes in the bodies, varied over time. SMC provided their own custom screws with a small lock washer on them. This screw is not a standard length screw. So basically what we had to do was find the closest standard length screw available, and then went through the different guns and realized that you may have a gun where the screw is too long to get bottom to pull the solenoid tight. But if we went with a shorter screw, there were bodies where the screw was just too short to actually thread into the body and hold the solenoid down. So you basically need to take the screw without the little washer on the head of the screw, put the solenoid in the body, line up your holes, and screw it down, and then basically see if you're tight or not. Now, this gun, as it turns out, DM8, is going to work better because I tightened that screw down, and without risking stripping the screw head or the threads, it was a little loose. So I'm going to put that little tiny washer on the screw, slide it on there, give myself a little more height so the screws don't go quite as deep into the body, and this thing's going to clamp onto the body just fine. This was kind of a surprise to us, as although we've been using the same solenoid and going off the same prints for so long, the depth of screw hole and threads in the bodies were just not consistent over the years and over the different guns. And a lot of it had to do with the older, taller guns. There was more wall thickness between the solenoid and LPR tube or level and the bolt cavity. So the taller gun ones, there was more material between those two, so we could go deeper with the screws. And as the guns got smaller and smaller, we just, minimized and maximized every bit of available space we could. So, all right, so that is literally it. Pull the old one out, grease up the gasket, put the new one in, and you're ready to reassemble your gun. Pretty quick and easy. The solenoids are really a nice little upgrade. The spool is rebuildable now. The old solenoids were not rebuildable. They were custom seals from SMC that were not available to us. The new spools inside these are rebuildable. It's a 6mm diameter spool, so that means that the same seals that are being used in here, they're being used on the M3, on the DSR. It's our standard spool seal that is very well proven. We use it on our Cocker 3-ways now. So it's very well proven O-ring. It's very thin. It's only less than a millimeter thick, 0.7 millimeter thick. So the switching time for the seals to cross over the ports, very quick. It switches very quick. It's very responsive, and we've got great flow. So you're not gonna risk starving out the gun or having an issue supplying air to the bolt kit to cycle the gun really clean and quick. So, again, it's another one of the little passion projects that we did at Dye where we got to kind of go back, revisit old tech, and apply some of the new knowledge that we'd gained over the years and apply it and, just maximize the performance and really try to get everything we could out of these guns. So, and Dye has these new solenoid housings readily available. They're in stock. We also have the pilots. If you need the pilots, the part that I screwed onto the back of it, we've got those available. So if you have an old classic DM or PM sitting around and you've just been looking for an excuse to work on it, get it up and running, tear it apart and learn more how it works, this is a great excuse. It's a real simple repair, upgrade, however you look at it, and gets your gun, potentially, if that's the only thing holding you back, gets your gun back up and running and back out on the field where it belongs. I was watching some videos from Angry Paintball the other day, and I truly appreciate his #no wall hangers motto. So as much as I appreciate it, I will admit I have some wall hangers like this one. This one, I may go out on the field one or two more times in my life, but this one's got so much sentimental value that, it's more fun to look at than to play with. So anyway, guys, that is it. That's the down and dirty on the DM and PM solenoid body replacement. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching that. I hope you learned a little something. Hope it inspired you to get your old guns out, go through them, tune them up, and get them back on the field. And we'll be back soon with more cool products and hopefully some more knowledge to share. Thanks. Bye.